Did you know that, in Hungary, the first brothel license was issued 155 years ago in 1867? The practice of professional lewdness primarily spread in the capital city, where its regulation was driven by health concerns, as well as expectations of increased tax revenue and successful maintenance of order. The most well-known brothels operated in the 6th, 7th, and 8th districts, but cabarets, dens, amusement venues, and some coffee houses also accommodated professionals in the industry. Prostitution increased throughout Europe in the 19th century. However, in Hungary, the question of regulating prostitution first arose during the 1848 to 1849 Revolution and War of Independence, when the rapid spread of secret lewdness led to a rise in sexually transmitted diseases. During those times, prostitutes mainly worked in taverns and coffee measuring places, which were predecessors to coffee houses. In these establishments, green coffee beans were measured in the front area and served as a commodity, while in the back section, 2 to 3 girls entertained the visiting men. Brothel farms were also known, where few prostitutes rented to receive their guests. This was the precursor to brothels. The mass proliferation of prostitution in the latter half of the 19th century was influenced by the development of metropolises, which also affected Budapest, as noted by researcher Judith Forrai. Service activities flourished due to the increasing affluence of the middle class and the new upper class. Masses of people migrated from the countryside to the capital in search of new job opportunities. Yet significantly more arrived than the number of available opportunities. Social changes also contributed to the growth of prostitution. In households of the newly emerging middle class, many girls arriving from the countryside found employment as maids. Nearly 50% of the urban domestic help in Budapest were from rural areas, but many remained unemployed. Urban living conditions led to a decline in the family's role and cohesion, resulting in increased isolation. The high number of lonely individuals in urban society laid the foundation for prostitution. Unregulated and unchecked prostitution paved the way for the spread of sexual diseases such as syphilis and gonorrhea, so much so that in 1863, 14 hospitals were involved in treating these diseases. The Austro-Hungarian monarchy even launched campaigns against prostitution. The rules governing lewdness were first established in Hungary in 1867. According to the regulations on lewdness, brothels, and courtesans decree, there were 41 brothels operating in Budapest at the time. The decree was amended in 1884 because it became apparent that prostitution could not be confined to brothels alone, and isolating the activity from the entertainment and hospitality industry was not feasible. The new decree officially recognized a mixed system, acknowledging private courtesans who worked independently outside of brothels. These courtesans were not allowed to roam the streets or solicit men and had to declare their operations. Failure to do so could lead to punishment. The author of this article notes that while in 1882 there were 80 brothels in the capital area, by 1906 this number had reduced to 14. Doubtful houses lined the streets of the 6th district in Negyemezen, Wivalog, and Mosar. In the 7th district in Akasfa, Dob, Dohan, and Harshva streets, and in the 8th district in Berkachis, Conti, which is now known as Tholnai Leos, Nagyafu Varosh, and Vig streets. Chatgisa commented on the brothels in Vig Street, noting that they employed some of the city's most destitute courtesans who came from peasant backgrounds, arrived from villages in hopes of a better life, and often couldn't even afford the bar fee. The first house in line was the Fekathai Machko Zangarai at Kire Street No. 9. The two-story mansion was built between 1807 and 1810 by Count Miklos Jakavi based on the plans of Fulop Brine. The Blau Cat or Blue Cat operated at No. 15 from 1855 to 1893. With the dissolution of the monarchy, the former world underwent changes. A 1926 decree from the Ministry of the Interior banned the operation of brothels and entrusted the further regulation of prostitution to the state police. Local police precincts, with the involvement of municipal authorities, could issue permits for private and public meeting points instead of brothels. Only women who declared themselves to the police authority and regularly underwent health checks could legally engage in prostitution. However, prostitution was permanently banned in Hungary in 1950.